the times, you are not going to get the microphone to speak. You are the leader. You are the one supposed to give people the microphone to speak. So I had to build my listening capacity. So those are these, you should actually put this down. You have to composure, listening, respect, and boundaries. These are 4 things you should actually really do when you want to, as a woman or as a man, you want to create a professional atmosphere, yet building strategic relationships at your workplace. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, Ms. Josephine, I understand you are still a student, but we would like to know, we see you around, and there are lots of ladies who admire how you are and how you carry yourself. How are you personally grooming yourself to give that professional and elegant look you carry yourself about with?
Okay, thank you very much, Harriet. So I would first mention to have a brand in terms of what do I want to be known for. So once I asked myself that question, I had 3 responses. The first thing is that I want to be known for leadership. The second thing was that I want to be known for my public speaking. And the last thing is that I want to be known that Josephine always looks on point. Those were my 3 main things. So while trying to attain these things, I sought for help. In terms of the leadership, I asked people who are already in the positions that I wanted to occupy for how they did it. Aside them, I was open to asking those, even in the work industry, how can I be a good leader? I read books, a lot of books. I asked questions, just so that I would be able to attain that goal I set for myself at the start. Also, I wasn't afraid to ask for help. I'm now talking about leadership, because I figured that leadership is best when, even though you are the leader, you are able to pull a team with you. So I wasn't afraid to ask for help. Whenever I needed it, I asked, because to know that you've been able to serve very well or you've been a good leader, you should have been able to raise people who can also be good leaders. After that, you will know that indeed you served well. Now, with respect to the appearance, so I personally like to look good. That's me. So I made it a point that in and out of season, I will not be found lacking. So it was a personal drive. I tried my best to always keep to it, even though maybe in my hostel, I hope no one is in my hostel. Yes, but then it was a personal motivation. I've forgotten the third one I talked about. So I talked about leadership. I talked about my appearance. Can someone in the crowd kindly remind me? Public speaking. So with the public speaking, I always took on opportunities. Aside class presentation, I tried to involve myself actively in church. So whenever they are looking for an MC, I would avail myself. So from this, I want us to take home that whenever there are opportunities, take advantage of them, because taking advantage of them allows you to learn and to also grow. So now after taking on all those opportunities, class presentation, church, programs, wherever I found myself, I use them as avenues to learn. Maybe the first time I did it, I wasn't so good, but then I was always eager to get the opportunity to do it again so that I can better myself. So this brings us to the fact that we have to take opportunities. If you want to be able to build that good brand for yourself, you can't say you would be in the shadows. Take advantage of opportunities. You can't expect that it's always going to be someone else. Let it be you. When your members or the group you are in, they are looking for someone to present, take advantage of it, because all of these little ones add up to building you building your confidence, and building your brand. So now people would know that, for example, Sharon, let me use you as an example. Whenever I'm in a team with her, I know that when it comes to presentations, Sharon will nail it. Even if the project is not done, the way she would say it, like you have done it, but we know it's a lie. Taking advantage of opportunities. That is how you'd be able to build yourself up and be able to get to that point of confidence, because you know that you took advantage of opportunities, you learned from them, and you became better. Thank you very much.
Thank you too. Oh, please let me be up to them. So please, any of you can answer this question. How will you rate your social life? On a scale of 1 to 10, how will you rate your social life?
Can you be more specific? Which area of
Everything inclusive. Your social media, how you talk to your friends, your families. How will you rate it? Now, how would you rate it? I want to know.
First of all, I'm not a social media person. All my social medias are professional. LinkedIn. The other ones like IG, that one I'm putting up my personal business. Like, I'm not a really social media person. But one thing I'm very good at, I'm very friendly. So my family, my friends, they really prefer speaking with me. So on a rate of 1 to 10, aside the social media one, so I'll say an 8, yes, when it comes to human relation.
I also go for 8. The reason I am the social type. And what happens is that anywhere I see women and men, I want to engage them. What happens is that I was born the only child until 17 years before my mother started giving birth to the others. So I was within a lot of male friends before I got socializing with women when I got to the engineering. As a married woman, I have social groups I engage, young ladies coming up to know that engineering is something you have to look at. And in fact, what men can do, we can also do. Need at each other to build that team spirit and make engineering the best. So I will rate myself 8. For social media, if it's Facebook, WhatsApp, I always send my WhatsApp messages. You see me talking about engineering, what you can do as a young enterprising engineer, what men can do and support leaders. Men are steered towards the normal, being social, being a teacher and having those social work. But now with our men, let's come with our female engineers. Let's do it together. So I'm rating myself as 8. Thank you.
Okay. The way everyone is giving themselves an 8, I also want to give myself an 8. I think with respect to relation, I really like people. I think I'm the type of person, I meet you today, we are friends. I don't know how, but then I would make you a friend. I like to make people feel good about themselves. They always say I'm fan-fooling, but it's not fan-fooling. It's just being nice, or I'm lying. So I would give myself an 8. With respect to social media, I'm not active on Instagram. I'm not active on TikTok. Not so active on X, but LinkedIn there, you'll find me there. Yes, so on social media, LinkedIn is my most active aside WhatsApp too.
Before I go to the follow-up question on your social life, I want to know, how did you balance, Mrs. Ruth Appiah, how did you balance engineering and your relationship that grew to marriage? Yes.
This is a personal question, and I want to share with a young, upcoming engineer. I got married at age 21 when I just finished. So I'm about 23 years in marriage now. My first born is currently the 4th year, FAMD, and the second one is doing medicine, and the last one is 11. That's the pension baby. So let me just talk about what it's not easy combining. You see, I got a grandmother who was a mentor. you see, those days, she married at age 19. So she told me that if you have the opportunity to finish school early and you have doing, settle early and move on in life, and you can do so many things. I'm not saying that if you are 18, 19, 20, 30 and not married, please, there is no race in life. Everybody has its time. But because she's asking me, I want to encourage young people. You see, there is time for everything. When you do it at the right time, life, by the grace of God, goes on smoothly. So I had this mentor who is a grandmother who gingered me and asked me to go to school early. So wherever I got to, I was the youngest among the class. So when I finished my medical laboratory scientist, I was age 19. And mandatory, I was supposed to do service. So I did service at 20. Fortunately, my husband, who was then my fiancé, was 2 years ahead of me in school. And he was the president and I was the secretary. So as she rightly said, involve yourself in activities in the school. So in fact, people thought we were just friends. And when initially I finished my service, I had a job with a private med lab. I think it's in Kumasi here. So immediately I got it. When we were going to school, the allowance was just like salary. So we started buying our things. And then when we finished, I finished my work and I started work. Finished my internship, started work. He had finished work about 1 year. And then we just decided, we told our parents, and then we started the journey of marriage. And by the grace of God, he's now a PhD holder, teaching in Accra Technical University, and we are blessed with 3 kids. So it's all about you managing yourself and having the can-do spirit. Be each other, help yourself, and the sky will be your starting point and not your limit. Thank you.
You can do better than that. You can do better than that. Wow. I have taken some tips. So ladies, work everywhere. You never know. Maybe he's your class rep or... well. All right. Please, Miss Benedict and Miss Josephine, you mentioned LinkedIn. And some of us have heard of it. Some of us are also there. But how do you create a profile that will speak so loudly to people without even doing anything? Like when people see your profile, they know that this lady can do it. How do you do it?
Thank you very much. So, if anyone knows me, they know how passionate I am about LinkedIn, because I believe that there are so many opportunities that can be found on LinkedIn. I have personal testimonies of the fact that I met people on LinkedIn. I hadn't seen them before. We just started chatting. Some of those who came for Shikan, I met them on LinkedIn. And I just texted, hi, I'm having this event. I've looked at your profile. I think you would be a very good speaker. Would you be able to come? Oh, yeah. And then we kicked it off from there. So with respect to creating the brand on LinkedIn, I would say that LinkedIn doesn't require anything that is too big or beyond us. Because with the little we are doing, we can generate content. So I would speak a bit more on this because I'm really passionate about LinkedIn. So I'll say that if you don't have a LinkedIn account, first off, before you leave here, create one. Because there are opportunities out there for us. I remember last month, there was a communique going around about Talo looking for interns and all that. It was on LinkedIn earlier before it started circulating on WhatsApp. I believe those who were on LinkedIn saw it early, but those who weren't had to wait for it to be shared on WhatsApp. So if you don't have a LinkedIn account, make sure that after this session, you create one. Now, once you have the account, you are looking at, first off, your profile, the picture people would see when they tap on your link. It really speaks a lot about you. This is not WhatsApp that you go and look for any type of dress, but then LinkedIn is a professional platform. Look professional. The photo you use should be as professional as you can. It doesn't mean you necessarily have to go and do a photo shoot or anything extra, but then the day you look good in church, take a picture, use it as your DP. Or if you want to go extra, you can do the photo shoot, get very nice professional photos, and use it. Aside that, I don't know if you notice, when you open your LinkedIn, you see the top, like a narrow band at the top. Use it to project who you are from that glance. So when you go to my LinkedIn profile, Josephine Anajo Asma, I have over there my name and the things I am about. So I'm into public speaking and students leadership. It is there. Meaning when people go on my page, that is what you see. So that is with that. And then you move on to the About section. About section should tell people who you are and what you are passionate about. In your About section, you should sell yourself as much as you can. It's like those speed interviews. You only have a few lines to sell yourself out there. Let people know why they should stick to your page. That's with the About section. So I've just given us an overview. For those of us who don't have LinkedIn, when you create it, you can just start with this. Now, with respect to content, content doesn't require you to finish school before you start taking pictures in your PPE or looking professional. Even as students, content is all around us. The majority of us here are computer and biomedical engineering students. Content can be in terms of what you are learning, projects you are working on, events you attended and lessons you got from them, or even simplified notes for people. Field trips as well. Maybe your class went on a field trip. Share that experience. LinkedIn is about selling yourself. Let people know what you're up to and what you offer. It doesn't require you to finish school and then have to do anything extra. LinkedIn requires little information. So today you've come for code and confidence. Write down notes. Get some small write-up. Luckily, ChatGPT is there for you. Once you have the pointers, feed it into ChatGPT. Let it, or you can write this tagline that prepare a write-up based on these points. It will do it for you nicely, but make sure you edit it before you post it on your LinkedIn, or else people will catch you that you used ChatGPT. But then that's basically it. These little events, that's why I'm so bent on taking advantage of opportunities. Because opportunities are content in terms of LinkedIn. So basically that is it. If you need help with LinkedIn, I'm really open to helping people. I've helped some of us with our LinkedIn, and it's been good so far. I've seen growth in most of those I've helped. So don't sit here and then think that, oh, I'll wait for after university to create a LinkedIn account, or I'll wait for after university to start getting content. Content is around you. Write about Technology Week. Let people know the lessons you learned. Summarize it for people. Let people come to your page and know that when it comes to this girl's page, I'm coming to get this content. Even though I couldn't attend this event, I know that she would write about it and get it all. I don't know how to do this and that, but whenever I come on your profile, I'll get simplified notes about biomedical engineering or computer engineering topics. Basically, content is around us, so be creative, and then it's not difficult. ChatGPT is there to help us. Thank you very much.
Okay, just to make it a little bit technical. You download the app, you have your DP, very nice picture. The background, you can use Canva. I think most of us are familiar with that. You can develop a very beautiful background. And your content, I personally don't like posting myself because I am not a social media person. But because of the work I do, I post about daily challenges. Sometimes I educate the public about certain things they have to do, especially when it comes to the maintenance of their vehicles, because that is where I am. And first of all, too, you know I'm not a graduate. So you do not need to be a graduate to actually join LinkedIn. And there's also a platform where different people get to connect. When we were talking about strategic relationships, different people get to connect. An example was last week. I randomly had a message from one prominent person. And I just started speaking to the person as though we were friends. And the person was quite chill about that. So it also gives you the opportunity to reach people that they look unreachable. If you want to be someone that is quite serious about your professional lifestyle, you want to be sitting at a high place one day, these are the places you start. So I'd also advise you to create a LinkedIn account. Start from wherever. Know that LinkedIn, you can edit anytime. So when you become a graduate, you can edit it to suit your new lifestyle. Thank you.
Okay. I have so many questions to ask, but I don't want to be greedy. So I'll open the floor for about 2 or 3 or 5 questions to our panelists. Any questions you want to ask? Anything you are confused on? Anything you want to know? Just shoot up your hands and the microphone will be given to you. Any questions at all? Hello, please come. Yes. Please let's show her some love. Until she gets here, we are not stopping.
Please, thank you very much for the opportunity. Forgive me, please, but I don't know your name, but my question is for you.
Benedicta.
Okay, Miss Benedicta. I would like to ask, you said that the highest education you've ever received is SHS level. And I would like to ask, how were you able to maintain the fact that you were just an SHS graduate, but then you are within people who have achieved maybe more than you? That's my question. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That's a beautiful question. Thank you so much for the question. So how was I able to maintain being small among giants? First of all, when you come out, I wasn't so confident coming out of school. But first of all, I defined my why. If you want to build something, if you believe, you have a sense of belief that you want to build something, I'll make it very practical. Why are you doing it? I've actually had times I've cried. I've actually had times I wish I'm normal female job Bianca. So you first define your why. Why do you want to do this? Me personally, I want to be a big person. Big person, it's not big things you have to do. I personally had to submit myself, swallow my ego, go to people that already knew. I had people throwing me there, here and there, here and there. The only thing that stood is why. Why am I doing what I'm doing? I'm not someone that comes from a very good background, but I told myself a good background will come out of me. That was one of the reasons of my why. So if you are sitting here, maybe you have a good background, you don't have a lot of things to worry about. But why? Why are you coming to school? Why do you want to have that many dresses? Why do you want to look that chic? Why do you want to look that classy? Even the lifestyle or the standard of living you want to have can be your why. So it was my why and my reason for going in there that stood for me. Aside the fact that I have to choose, like, my sense of purpose, I had my family too. I want to be someone that my husband would be able to say, oh, this is a supportive woman. I want to be someone that my children will say that, hey, my mother, the things I weren't able to say about my parents, my children should be able to say about me. So my sense of why has been defined. And because of that, I was able to stand even through the time of tears and, hey, this thing, they can't do it. And I'm still learning and I'm still growing. And one thing I've prioritized is humility, because in this engineering field, and you're a lady and you are coming, trust me, you do not know a lot. You are coming to learn from the experts. So you actually have to have that learner spirit. You actually have to have that humble spirit to learn from people. So these are the things that has taken me to where I am today. Thank you.
Any more questions? Any questions for our panelists? Yes, please.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. So my question is that I would like to know, we see in our classes, we have a lot of females studying engineering, but when we go to the industry and we are looking for them, we can't find them. So what exactly is the problem with females transitioning into the engineering? Thank you.
Can I answer?
Okay, thank you very much. And your question is a wonderful one. As I think I said from the beginning, women in engineering previously were quite few. But now I'm sure that your class, if maybe by statistics or if I have to assume, we have about 40, 60 or even 50-50. Is it correct? Is it correct? Female maybe 40%, male 60, or sometimes even 50-50. Is it correct? Exactly. So it's like we are encouraging more female to join the engineering field. What happens? You are in the engineering field, maybe level 100 to level 400, where you graduate. You have the opportunity, I'm building on something, you have the opportunity that every level, you go to various hospitals. If you are biomedical engineering, if you're an IT, you also go to the IT, and where you have your attachment or internship. Within that field of doing these levels of internship, you need to build your skill. Are we together? So from level 200, 300, 400, you're able to build up the skills and you have to move out to go and do your internship. In fact, from where I sit at the Ministry of Health, most people we have engaged are people who went through the internship program very well, came back, developed skills, and they were able to move that skills to another level. Fine, you finish school and then after your service, you have to go and look for a job. We all know that the government is doing well, doing its part, but as young female engineers, we need to do more. There are a lot of private sector doing a lot of engineering. The government itself, because of clearance, is not able to get the numbers of engineering students we have. Currently, we have a backlog of people who have even come to the Ministry of Health and Ghana Health Service to be recruited. I think from my data, we have about 335 engineers who are still waiting. And when that clearance can be done to move to the next level. What am I deriving at? During your internship levels, please don't compromise on what you are doing. Build your skill, because assuming I'm on a panel and I need to interview you as a young engineer, and I ask you basic questions in engineering. When I came, the lady who just asked the question, I asked her, where did you do your internship? And she said, is it 37 or Kolebu? Immediately I asked her, did you meet Engineer Lloyd as the head of biomedical? She said yes. And I started engaging her, and I asked her, what did you learn? She was able to, there's a young lady over there too, who also did her service at 37. And I engaged her, do you know Major Pahin? And she said yes. And I asked her some basic questions, and she was able to do. What am I deriving at? Building your skill as an engineer, and you coming out as an engineer, the passion towards what you do is one. Number two, if you don't develop your skill well, when it comes for people taking you for employment, you need to prove who you are. So fine, we have cases which are extreme cases where people come out and they don't get to work, so they sit down. But your skills will give you your job. Even private sector need more engineers, more than we in the government sector. So I want to encourage all of you. It's not about just coming out and not getting a job. It's about what skill have you developed to showcase to people to know that no matter where you are, you can be taken as part of the engineering field and work and bring out your best. And wherever you are, people will rather come following you and you'll be a worker or be employed wherever you find yourself. Thank you.
Okay, so I want to ask a question. If you are an employer and two people come to you, male and female, and you go through their CV, male and female, and you see their expertise. Right now, naturally, who do you think you pick? I'm not telling their expertise. Who do you think you pick? Male and female, same engineer. Who do you think you pick? An employer of multi-billion company. Your mind is hot. You need money. You need people with good experience. Who do you think you pick? Why? Because there is the notion that women in engineering don't really have the skill. They just look it. That's one thing I had to actually break. Women don't want to pay the price. I'm not saying I'm not being gender biased. Naturally, men pay the price to be where they are. Women don't want to pay the price to be where they are. So whilst you are in school, pay the price. If it takes doing extra internships, don't just go on vacation and you have free time. You're not learning any extra skill. I'm working. Meanwhile, I'm having 2 other courses. Data analysis. I'm also learning AI. I'm learning things. Build the skills. Pay the price such that when it is now a male and female, the sex wouldn't be something to consider. Do you get my point? Exactly. So build the skill, especially whilst you're in school, so that we can break that notion. And that notion is already being broken because right now we have a lot of women in the engineering sector who are actually paying the price and they're actually setting the pace for you. So when you come, who are you going to set the pace for? Because we can raise the bar to 10, but you can decrease the bar to 5. So pay the price. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any more questions? We'll take 2 more. Okay. And please, if you have a question, you can raise your hands and come. Please come. Yes. So right after he asks his question, then you ask yours.
My question is directed to Ms. Josephine. Since we are talking about LinkedIn here, how do you approach imposter syndrome on LinkedIn? Because personally, I stopped using LinkedIn for some time because every time I'm on LinkedIn, somebody's happy to share something. And then I start comparing myself to them and I start comparing my abilities, okay? So as somebody in school who is also learning and using LinkedIn at the same time, how do I approach this? Thank you.
Okay.
Hello, my question is also to Josephine. So I see you're involved in a lot of things, and personally for me, what has stopped me from involving myself in so many things is the worry that will I have the time to focus on actual schoolwork. So I wanted to know how you manage the school and extracurricular work balance.
Okay. Thank you very much. So I'll first approach the LinkedIn question about impersonation. So the thing about LinkedIn is that, yes, everybody comes to post the good and the bad and they make it look like they are doing well. That is their brand, okay? And that is what you should be able to do for yourself. That whenever people come on your page, they know that this guy is always doing something in the area he's known for. So I'll first start by saying that don't let what people are doing make you feel less of yourself, but it should push you to also do better for yourself. Probably what they are posting is just the good side of things, but then you've seen it and you are impressed, right? Therefore, it should push you that I've seen people doing wild things. Why don't I also do that for myself so that when someone also looks at my page, they can also be motivated to do better. So we shouldn't be worried that I hear people usually saying it that LinkedIn, yeah, everybody's always cooking stories. It is because they are cooking, that's why you are also interested in wanting to cook. So you to cook your cooking and cook it well, and let that be your brand. So let what people are doing push you to do better instead of make you feel bad about yourself. I hope that answers your question. Now, with respect to balance, first off, I would say that personally, I don't think I found a balance. But then I try to make things work. I would say that it's not easy doing it on your own. So to be able to juggle everything, you should also be able to seek for help. So how do I do it? Let's just say I know I have a lot on my plate. I set priorities for the day. What do I need to get done? Is it church? Is it college? Is it department? What are my tasks for all these areas? Now I look at which ones need my attention urgently, because it can be urgent but not that important. It can be urgent but I can do it tomorrow. So once you set your priorities, you know what is important and needs to be done first, you are good to go. Now I look at what is important and needs to be done, but I can let someone help me with it. So you should be able to ask for help when you need it. Don't be afraid to go to your classmates. Hi, we have this assignment. I don't have a lot about it. I don't understand. Could you kindly help me? I wasn't in class because I had to go for this event. Ask for help. Aside class, even in the leadership and anything, I ask for help. I don't work alone. I'm really for team play. Work as a team, distribute the tasks so that you also don't feel overburdened about it. I'd want to mention that it's possible to find a balance, but in order to be able to find a balance, you should be able to set your priorities, you should be able to ask for help, and you should be able to communicate as well. Communication in the sense that you should be able to go to the other person and be honest about it, that I have a lot on my plate, I can't do it. Can you kindly give it to someone else? Even though you are the leader, but then you can't do it. Don't force it on yourself. For things that you honestly can't balance, let the people who are concerned know that unfortunately there's a lot on your plate, but then you would have loved to do it. You can't do it at the moment. So you should be able to communicate your thoughts in a very nice way. So I'll conclude by saying that no, I don't have a balance. I'm able to make it work because I set priorities, I have my timetable, and my alarms. My roommate and my classmates, my alarm is always ringing, so that I'm also reminded of the things I need to get done. With respect to academics, I make sure that I make time to study. By God's grace, I would say my grades are good. Not up, not down, but your name, I'll pass. But then I make time to study. So after the day is done, I make sure that at least I'll pass through something small so my mind is not empty. So it's possible to find a balance. I encourage you to do extracurricular, but then don't overload yourself. If you know you can't, drop it. But once you can, take advantage of it and then seek for help, and then they'll be able to. I also believe that God won't put you in a position and not give you helpers. So once He puts you somewhere, He gives you people around you who can help you to be able to balance everything. So if you have the passion and you are okay about it, go for it. Manage your time, set your alarms, ask questions, seek help. And that's how you'll be able to thrive. I hope I've answered your question. Thank you.
Please, let's give it up. Let's show some love. Let's show some love. Before I give another opportunity for questions, I would like to ask a question, mainly on communication. Yes. before we enter into the industry, probably we have our own way as young engineers, how we relate with one another, how we talk, how we vibe with ourselves. When we enter the field of work, how are we actually supposed to be professional and friendly at the same time in our communication, more especially?
Okay. I think I have said this in my earlier delivery. First of all, learn. Learn how to communicate. Learn how to look people in the eye. Learn how to use English. It might sound like I'm saying something that everybody knows, but until you know it, you don't know it. Learn how to use English. Some English words are very offensive. Some English words are very unprofessional. Go online, search how to respond. You can use ChatGPT, though plenty AIs have come up to help you. Search how to effectively communicate. You can give a background, learn, take short courses. Aside that, always hold a certain level of self-respect. I believe that's the first thing when it comes to communication. I'll respect myself. You will have no option than to respect me. At the end of the day, we will communicate as friends. At the same time, we will communicate as professional people. Respect, and also learn how to communicate. That will be the two things. Aside my earlier delivery, that will be those perfect things. Thank you.
I think just to add to what she said, communication is very key. Assuming we sample ourselves, about 10 of us here, and I whisper something, that's something we always say. I whisper something to one person and I ask it to be transferred to about 10 people. You realize that when you ask again, there are different answers to everything. When you communicate right, it is very, very important. And you that the person is communicating, make sure you understand. If you don't understand, please ask questions. Young engineers come in, enterprising engineers. When you are given the opportunity to go to your various internship field, this is where you are going to learn the skill. You get opportunity and you are at the hospital setup. You have superiors you are working with. What are they communicating to you? Are you understanding what they are communicating to you? If you don't understand, please ask questions. Some people feel bad asking questions because maybe you think your answers are wrong. When they are wrong, what will happen is that you are communicating wrongly to the person supervising you. He in turn will correct you. So I'm pleading with all young engineers, let's know how to communicate well. And in case you don't understand, ask questions. Secondly, as a young engineer going to the field, I said earlier, I'm going to meet your supervisors and all those things. What are the skills you develop in communication? She said it. If you don't have any skill, you don't communicate right. It's what makes you who you are. And in communication, it's all about your confidence. Have you gained enough skill to be able to communicate and communicate right? Let's not compromise on our skills so that you being able to have those well-defined skills, your competencies, your values, it makes you easy, or it makes it easier for you to communicate right. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Yeah, we have sat for too long, and I'm sure some of you, your backs are hurting. Please, let's be on our feet. 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 The place is quite cold, so I want us to rub our hands together like this. Like this. Like this. Rub it, rub it, rub it. Rub it so hard. Rub it, rub it. And this time, we're not going to clap, you're going to give your friend a high five. So let's rub, let's rub. The person sitting by you, rub, 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 rub. Now let's give a high five. Hey, I can't hear you. Please, we are rubbing again. Let's rub. Let's rub. Very hard. Let's keep ourselves warm. And now let's give the high five. Very good. Very good. Awesome. Please, let's take our seats. Yes. Okay, this session is going to be quite quick because I'm going to ask a question, and to you as well, to the whole house and our panelists as well. I want you to think outside the box with the question I'll ask. Now, let's take a sheet of paper. All of us, yes, a sheet of paper, or your phones, your notes. And let's look at the word confidence. And let's try to get at least 3 words from confidence. Then the person who will get the word I want, which I will state, I'll ask you a question. And with what you have in mind, you tell me why you chose that word, and we progress from there. Please stand up all. Okay, I'll repeat myself. We all have notes on our phones, right? Okay, so let's look at the word confidence. Confidence. And let's pick at least 3 words we can form from confidence. I'm looking for a particular word. So I'll ask 4 or 5 people to mention their lists. And if I get it from any of us, then I will progress from there with the question I have. So we have 3 minutes. Yes. Within 3 minutes is a lot. Because you're getting only 3 words. So a minute, 60 seconds. 60 seconds. Let's get 3 words from confidence. $50 seconds more. $30 seconds. 15. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so 3 people. Okay, let me make it 4. So you shoot up your hands. 4. 1. Please, when I point, you stand up. 1. Okay. 2. 3. Last person. 4. Okay. So you mention your list to us. Please, can you shout? Yes, come forward. So he had code, needs, and coin. Thank you. The second person. Okay. Just 3. Yes. It shouldn't be the same. No code, no coin, no needs. Yes. Okay. Fine, and fend. Okay. Please, let's give it up to her. Yes. Confide, define, fine, done. Okay. And the last person. Hey, where is she? Hey, I can't see the. Where's our 4th person? Oh, they've mentioned where's? They've mentioned all. Oh, sorry. Okay. So, please, what's Mary Ann? Please, let's give it up to Mary Ann. Yes, she got the word I was looking for. Confide. We are engineers. How can we build ourselves so that people will be able to confide in us critical aspects in our field? You see, sometimes when they need someone to do something, they don't just call anybody. Every industry has industry secrets, or they have a special formula or something that makes them stand out. How can we build ourselves so that we will become people who are able to be given confidential information in our world, in our classes, wherever we find ourselves? Thank you. So it's to us. Any of you can answer. How can we build ourselves to be able to confide in us, as in people who confide in us? That's my question. Confide.
Okay, so I'm going to state one. I'm not going to state the obvious one. Everybody understand. One thing as a person you can do so that people will get that confidence to confide in you is when you are knowledgeable. A person of knowledge is someone that anyone would like to come and receive from. And when a person or anyone is ineffective in any aspect, they mostly go for the person they think knows about that particular thing. So let's say I do programming and there's a junior, maybe level 100, that doesn't know, and he or she's doing a particular project. The only way that person will come to me is when the person has that confidence that, oh, nipa we are sorry for the vernacular, nipa we are he or she knows that thing. I understand that we'll all be thinking about being a confidential person, but no, the first thing I would go for is be a knowledgeable person. Thank you.
I think I will go for skill. The reason why I'm asking this, number one, is a skill. Number two, as she rightly said, with the skill you have, how confident are you? Number two is to do with how you approach and how you carry yourself, your personality. As even randomly, we are asked to come and stand in front, and you are supposed to do a presentation. Immediately you stand to speak out. Your appearance defines who you are. After your appearance, the way you relate to people, it's very, very key. Young engineers, let's learn this. Previously, we were told that engineers dress anyhow. Yes, previously, when I started the engineering field, they said engineers dress anyhow. But now, in fact, I want to acknowledge some engineers who are my directors and the original directors here. There's one Honorable Mr. Engineer Saki, who is the whole Ashanti Regional Equipment Manager. Mr. Engineer, if you are here, please give me a wave. Can you stand up, let them see you? This is the whole Ashanti Regional Equipment Manager. He's here. And we have our engineer Kiki too with us. She's deputizing the engineer. How do you see their dressing? At least when you see that, you say, hello, hi. So please, let's look at how we carry ourselves. And also, as she rightly said, the skill. So the somebody coming to you would build that confidence to come out and discuss and learn more from you. Thank you very much.
So I would add on to all that has been said that you should be known for being able to produce results. People would only trust you when they know that you would yield results. So you have the knowledge, all right, you have the countenance, but then it wouldn't take you anywhere if you don't yield results. So in adding on to this, I would say that yield results, because whatever you find, do it well, so that people can always come back to you that whenever I go to this person, they get the job done. So make sure that you add on to what they've said, that I'm going to do it well, so that people can trust me. Thank you very much.
Please, let's clap. Yes. They have answered my question. Now, it's the next thing. Code. Someone mentioned code. Now, we're not going to talk about the code we all know, no. What code of ethics should everyone here be aware of that will help us in our journey into our career? We may know it, but they are in the industry. What key code of ethics?
Punctuality. Punctuality is very key. I know punctuality is something we usually brush off, but being punctual speaks a lot about your personality. It speaks a lot about how you value another person's time. I remember, I'll give a personal scenario. We had a meeting. So we didn't know, I'm not in my industry, like we had a meeting or general meeting, I do other activities. We didn't know who we're supposed to meet. We didn't know the person, whether it's a big person, a small person, we didn't know. So we scheduled to come at 3 p.m. But you know Ghana man time. People came at 4:30. The dignitary canceled the whole session. The person was like, you don't value time, so I can't work with you. It's funny how we've normalized Ghana man time such that no matter whether it's your class, whether it's your meditation time, whether it's your schedules, whether it's your routine tasks, to-do list, we don't consider punctuality. It can really go far to mar your identity. It's very minute, but it's very, very important. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So as she said, every work has its codes and ethics. She mentioned punctuality, and I agree with her perfectly. But some of us who have gotten the opportunity to move and learn from the outside world and come back, there are 3 things we look at. Number 1, the Koreans or the Japanese will tell you that if you are 5 minutes earlier to the meeting time, it means you are on time. If you are 5 minutes earlier to the meeting time, so if it's 10 a.m. and you get there at 9:55, it means you are on time. If you get there at 10 a.m., it means you are late. And if you continue like this for the next 2 sections, you are asked, as she said rightly, to just go out. It's either you are in it or you are not at all. Let's take note of this. Also, for we engineers, we look at the safety and also how we handle ourselves as engineers. Number 1, immediately you get to engineering department, there are basic things you have to do as an engineer. What do you have? How do you carry yourself? How do you dress? You are moving out to go and engage people. Do you have your prerequisite things that you have to use? Aside that, when you are working with individuals, how do you communicate right? How do you respect people? Because your genius, I always tell people that your genius and seniors you meet, please give them the needed respect. When you are able to do this, you go far. I want to give you a case I experienced. I entered an interview place. Immediately I entered the place, I saw this man and then 2 ladies sitting down. And I said, oh, hello, good afternoon. And they said, good afternoon. And I said, good afternoon. Oh, please, you know we have an interview today. What are we going to discuss? And I said, oh, you know, engineering, I have life support equipment. I have learned about IVD equipment. So I think maybe that one will come. Then this man discussed with me. Don't know he was the chairman for the panel. And I got there very early. So when we entered the room, I was the last person to interview. I don't know when he got inside, he told them that, please, this lady, when I came, he was asking me so many questions. He didn't know me, but her socialization was just too much. Immediately I entered the room and I saw him introduced as a chairman. I said, hey, Asamaba. And in fact, the questions, the discussion we had was the same question he asked me. So when you meet people, give them that needed respect. It will go a long way helping you. Thank you very much.
I'd like to say something. One last code, I think it's very, very important, especially when you are coming into the professional world. Strive to be a reliable person. When you are coming, for me, I'll make it personal. I didn't know much. So I decided that, okay, so since I'm not the expert, I'll be the one the expert can depend on to do certain tasks. So when they give it to me, you realize that I'm always doing it. So because of that, I was always with my lead. She knows that all these small things that it looks like it's taking up her time, she can delegate it to me. I'm reliable, I can do all those things. And I learned how to do those things, and I learned how to do them well. So people thought that me becoming the lead was an overnight something. No, it was because I was reliable to a lead That is how come I was able to learn the skills directly from her. Or learning all the official tasks at work, I learned it directly from her. I didn't go through any training for that. So being a reliable person can be a very valuable code of conduct to you as a person. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Just to add on to this, I would say you'd have to be a team player. You can't do it on your own, so you should be able to work with a team while in school and even in the work industry, because even though I'm not there, I'm sure you being able to be a team player can really push you far, because you would meet teams in the work industry, so you should be able to be a team player. People should be able to talk to you freely in your team. You should be able to get people to work, but still know how to be nice to them and get them to get the work done. So make sure that you are a team player. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Please, let's show them some love. Yes. Wow. I have a lot in my mind right now, like to. Please, does anyone else have a question before we ask our panelists to take their seats? Any questions at all? Yes, please. Please come forward.
This one is for the LinkedIn. You were saying like the settings, you have to do the settings. So like being real and doing the settings, which one is it like?
Pardon?
Being real on your profile and then doing the settings. Is it like, I saw some listing, that's why I brought mine. In reality, I got my driving license, but on LinkedIn, I'm honored and thrilled to announce that I have been selected among the top 5 applicants who participated in the personal and most respected exam, which evaluates the skills and ability to operate fuel vehicles. I cannot wait to see what the next chapter holds. I cannot express my appreciation, and I cannot express my appreciation to the Ministry of Transportation, Google, NASA, and my neighbors who supported me during this challenging journey.
Okay.
So like...
Thank you very much for the question. I'm sure we can all relate to this. We see it all the time. But I believe it is not being fake. You are just selling it to look good. Because you come into the work industry, you have a marketer, okay? As a marketer, you should be able to sell what you have to make people want to buy it. So I feel with what you have read, it is not the person being fake, but making it sound so good. You, the person reading it, you are impressed. You would also want to do some. So it's not being fake. It's just making what you have valuable. Make it sound like it's very good, it's very needed. Sell it so that people would also be impressed, because that is what will catch people's attention. Because I believe if he just came, or she, I don't know who posted it, but if the person just came to say that, hi guys, I got my driver's license, would you be impressed? No. But then you would want to read further because the person made it look like it's some very big deal. And that is how you sell yourself. Make the little that you are doing seem so great, people would want to be interested. They want to know more because you are selling it so good. That is not being fake. That's just selling it very well. And that's what we have to do. I'm sure most of us can relate to this, that sometimes when people post on LinkedIn, they are being fake. I feel like personally they are not being fake. They are just selling it very well and it's paying you small. So you to work on yours, sell it well, let people find value in the little you are doing. You've come for code and confidence. Write about it, let people see that you are learning something so good that they missed out on it. Let people find value in what you are posting. It may be little, but then how you would craft it can push someone else to do better. Please, I hope that answers your question. Thank you.
All right. You want to say something?
Okay. So the LinkedIn and perception. When you come into the career sector, you understand why people brand themselves. Because it's your branding that sells you. You know, LinkedIn is a professional platform. The moment we see a certain level of, how will I say, nonsense, for lack of better words, people don't really regard you. Because on LinkedIn, you have highly professional people, people that they don't have time. So they want to go in for people that they are first of all impressed with. So, fine, you've gotten your driver's license. It's a big deal for him. Let us remove that perception from there. I believe that perception is there because we are not really in that sector where we understand why are people branding themselves. But on each and every professional background, if you don't brand yourself, you do not get that credibility. People, you don't get those impressions. And you know, these are the data and analytics that actually push you on LinkedIn. So when you come into the career sector, you understand why these data are put in place. Trust me, you will brand yourself more than that person. Thank you.
Thank you too. Okay, so our time is fast spent. However, I would like to give our panelists 30 seconds each. Just give us a summary of everything we should know and everything we should walk out here that would help us in our journey.
So I'll say that although we have gentlemen here, men, are you here? You are here. The focus more was on women engineering. Women, we can do and go higher in the field we find ourselves. Don't think that women engineering cannot do what men are doing. Our men are there to support us. Number one, as I rightly said, please learn to develop the skills you are going through in your field of study. When you get to the field where you have your internship program, take advantage and learn from your peers as well as your senior colleagues who are in the field. I think I just introduced some few engineers with you. When we are done, please get to them. The whole Ashanti region, they are here. There are about 5 of them seated here. Take advantage and network with them. Let's have a platform. I'll share my number to everybody. Let's engage. Let's see how we come out. And let's make women engineering attractive for all women to say, I can do it. Whatever I start, I'll finish it. The can-do spirit should be there. And one day, we will see ourselves smiling and being the giant in the field of engineering. Thank you.
Thank you very much. One thing I'll say is that pay the price to be where you want to be. That's the whole point. In paying the price, you refine yourself. In paying the price, you will actually build connections. You build genuine relationship. So it is in the sacrifice of sowing that seed and watering that seed that will actually get you to where you want to be. And also know that you wanting to be a big person is not ego. It's actually a generosity thing. Because if you don't become big, the next person by you, you might be the one who is supposed to help that person. So have that generosity mindset behind you. The moment you make it, you can help someone also make it. So you pay the price such that tomorrow you would help someone and tomorrow you will be that person people would want to be. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'll conclude by saying, first off, make sure that you have a LinkedIn account and build a brand for yourself. In building your brand, you should be able to understand what your skills are, what your strengths are, and where your interests lie. Because once you are able to define all these, you'd be able to identify yourself with a brand, and you'd be able to be consistent in your brand, so that whenever people come to you, they know that whenever they come to you, they are going to get this because you've sold that brand. And also, make sure you take advantage of opportunities and network. Network with people, because you don't know who is going to be what, when. So make sure that you connect with people. At the end of today's session, look at the person to your left and to your right. Do you know them? If you don't know them, take their contact. Chat with them, because you don't know what or where you may need them. So make sure you build connections, build networks, take advantage of opportunities, and build a very good brand for yourself. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Apia, Ms. Agbodan, and Ms. Asma. Please, let's appreciate them. Hey, Harriet. Let's appreciate them as they take theirs. Please, let's do it better for them. Please, please, they are not seated yet. Let's give this up to them. Until they take their seats, we are not stopping. Please, they are not seated yet, so let's keep on clapping. Yes, yes. All right. Please, this was amazing, honestly. I have learned a lot. I'm taking 3 things away from here. 1, have that can-do spirit. Anything you put your mind to, you can do it. Just 2, pay that sacrifice. Trust me, no sacrifice is easy. However, if you are able to pay it, you will reap a very, very bountiful. And a 3rd thing, brand yourself. I mean, you have to look good wherever you find yourself. Please, once again, let's appreciate our panelists. Yes. All right. Without further much ado, I would like to introduce myself. Yes. Harriet Efa, and I am so honored that I was the moderator for today's Code and Confidence. Yes, like our speaker said, when we close from here, socialize, network. The exhibition is ongoing, the project defense is ongoing as well. Hackathon is also taking place down there. Make sure you involve yourself. Don't just be in a hurry to run away. And once again, please, if there's a seat in front of you, for reasons you will know soon, please move forward. Thank you. I would like to call on our Women's Commissioner for any closing address. And yes, please let's up to here. Once again, if there's a seat in front of you, please move forward. Thank you.
Hi everyone. I hope we enjoyed ourselves and learned a lot. Yes, so as promised, the item 13 will still be coming off, but priority will be given to those who registered. So if you didn't register early, pray that you get some. So please stay around. It's not ready yet, but please stay around. We'll share it very soon. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much. So like our Bukom said, priority will be given to those who registered. However, make sure that if there's a seat in front of you, move forward. So we'll take the closing prayer and you can still hang around. Please, let's have our eyes closed and let's pray. Our Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for this wonderful conference. We pray that we are able to walk out of here confidently, knowing that you are with us, knowing that we'll dare to do everything that we want to do and stand out. In Jesus' name we pray with thanksgiving. Amen. So please hang around as we try and deliver the item for you. Again, if there's a seat in front of you, move forward. Thank you.
There's a bit about TDIP. Okay, so TDIP is the Tertiary Digital Innovation. And what motivated you to join the Tertiary Digital Innovation Program? Okay, so back in school, we all worked on projects, our final year projects, and I felt my project idea shouldn't stay on my lecture shelf. It should be worked upon because I felt it can solve a specific problem in Ghana. So I joined the Tertiary Digital Innovations. What benefits have you gained from participating in the TDIP? Okay. Personally, I have learned a lot in terms of entrepreneurship. I've been able to do my market research to know my potential customers. I've been trained in terms of communication to be able to pitch to potential investors. I have been able to draw a business plan as well as a roadmap for my startup company. Is there anything you would like to say to the sponsors and partners of the Tertiary Digital Innovation Program? Yes. First of all, I would like to thank our sponsors for organizing such a program for research graduates to help curb unemployment in Ghana. And I would also like to suggest that they partner with most local manufacturers in Ghana to help us build our products faster and bring it into the market faster. Thank you so much for your time, Jeanette, and thank you so much for putting more light in the Tertiary Digital Innovation Program. Thank you for having me. Bye.
Tell me some more money promo. What's up with 1 million?
Baba 1 million.
Yeah, Baba.
Nana, then a mayor menyesika bebre.
Nana, champagne.
Osumbe sanka pito ni shana.
I don't tell him yet. They get how come for. What tell me? Fino. Tell me some more money promo. Open your 1 million Ghana cedi.
Everyone is trying to win millions in the Telecel More Money promo. Win daily and weekly when you reload your mobile and broadband bundles. You can win up to 30,000 Ghana cedis weekly or the 1 million Ghana cedi grand prize. The more you reload, the better your chances of winning in Telecel More Money promo. Dial star 500 hash or opt in on the Telecel Play app for free.
1 million.
Telecel, connecting energies. This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform.
Transform your business ideas into success stories with Telecel Business. Choose from a wide range of products and services tailor-made to drive your business. Call 0302-233-4040 or email to business@telecel.com.gh to sign up today. Telecel Business, connecting opportunities, connecting goals, connecting businesses. Telecel, connecting energies.
Hello, my name is Janet Akwa-Ahin, a recent graduated in biomedical engineering from Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. I'm also a participant of the TDIP. I'm telling you a bit about TDIP. Okay, so TDIP is the Tertiary Digital Innovation. And what motivated you to join the Tertiary Digital Innovation program? Okay, so back in school, we all work on projects, our final year project, and I felt my project idea shouldn't stay on my lecture shelf. It should be worked upon because I felt it can solve a specific problem in Ghana. So I joined the Tertiary Digital Innovations program. What benefits have you gained from participating in the TDIP? Okay, personally, I have learned a lot in terms of entrepreneurship. I've been able to do my market research to know my potential customers. I've been trained in terms of communication to be able to pitch to potential investors. I have been able to draw a business plan as well as a roadmap for my startup company. Is there anything you would like to say to the sponsors and partners of the Tertiary Digital Innovation Program? Yes. First of all, I would like to thank our sponsors for organizing such a program for research graduates to help curb unemployment in Ghana. And I would also like to suggest that they partner with most local manufacturers in Ghana to help us build our products faster and bring it into the market faster.
Thank you so much for your time, KNUST-TEK. Thank you so much for putting more light on the tertiary digital innovation program.
Thank you for having me. Bye.
Tell me some more money promo. What's up with 1 million?
Baba, 1 million. Yeah, Baba.
Nana, then a mayor menyesika bebre. Nana, champagne. Usumbe, Sanka, Pito, and Nishana. I'm not telling you that they get how come for. What tell me?
Fino, tell me some more money promo. Open your 1 million Ghana cedi.
Everyone is trying to win millions in the Telecel More Money promo. Win daily and weekly when you reload your mobile and broadband bundles. You can win up to 30,000 Ghana cedis weekly or the 1 million Ghana cedi grand prize. The more you reload, the better your chances of winning in Telecel More Money promo.
Dial star 500 hash or opt in on the Telecel Play app for free.
91 million!
Telecel, connecting energies. This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform.
Transform your business ideas into success stories with Telecel Business. Choose from a wide range of products and services tailor-made to drive your business. Call 0302-233-4040 or email to business@telecel.com.gh to sign up today. Telecel Business, connecting opportunities, connecting goals, connecting businesses. Telecel, connecting energies.
The Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology is a beacon of academic excellence in Ghana. In an era where education transcends traditional boundaries, KNUST is at the forefront championing the cause of e-learning. This is the story of how we have embraced technology to foster excellence in education across diverse disciplines. The year 2020 brought unprecedented challenges with the COVID-19 pandemic. As campuses worldwide shut down, the need for a robust e-learning system became imperative. KNUST was no exception.
One day we were in class, and all of a sudden, everything went online. It was very overwhelming at first.
Adapting to the new normal, KNUST swiftly transitioned to online learning. Virtual classrooms, digital assignments, and online assessments became the new standard.
Our priority was to ensure that learning did not stop. So we took advantage of the situation to train our faculty, equip our students with the technological skills, and then bridge the gap to ensure that learning online comes in to support the gap that was created.
Recognizing the need for a dedicated facility to support e-learning, the Office of the Vice Chancellor established the KNUST E-Learning Center. This center became the heartbeat of our digital education initiatives.
So the e-learning center was a strategic move by management to centralize our e-learning efforts. It became a hub for training, for innovation, and for equipping our learners and faculty with the skills required in the times.
The KNUST E-Learning Center is a hub of innovation and leadership within Ghana's esteemed Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. Guided by our core values of excellence, innovation, and integrity, we leverage cutting-edge technologies and pedagogical strategies to foster teaching and learning and knowledge creation. The KNUST E-Learning Center offers a comprehensive suite of services tailored to meet the evolving needs of stakeholders. These include online teaching and learning, video conferencing, proctor services, webinar series, and podcast. To ensure seamless service delivery, the center operates through various departments. The instructional design team integrates technology into learning design. The systems support team maintains IT systems.
And please,
the service support team
the item is
help desk services
okay.
among others.
Party based, like a queue. Yes. So not like you form a queue, like yes. So priority based like a queue. It's to those who registered first off. So you hear your name.
And I'm able